So today I'm going to be looking at quite a weird mouse. I'm going to be talking about Piranha Mouse Mods today. So I actually found the Piranha Mouse Mods core through the G303. It's one of my favorite mice, even though I still have high quality gaming mice, as they're called these days by the youth. I actually still love this mouse more than anything. I use it more than anything. However, what we're going to do, since I don't want this to be another comparison video, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put the G303 right there. It is now a prop. We're not going to talk about it for the rest of the video. This is just going to be about the PMM core, because I think this mouse in a vacuum, in a complete void, is a terrible mouse. And let me explain why. So I do want to go ahead and read their website real quick. This is $218 before tax. This mouse is 52 grams. It's the G303 inspired shape. It has a battery life of 120 hours due to them adding a 600 milliamp hour battery into it. It uses the internals of a G305. So it has the Hero 12K sensor and Nordic MCU. They do a switch swap, so it's got Kale 4.0 switches. They use Tiger Ice skates, and they have a mouse button calibration system. More on that in a second. Also, some things to take a note of in this little website advertisement section. The new Ultra Grip coating. PMM now uses a ceramic coating to provide the ultimate gripping experience. Grip tape is no longer needed. Remember that. Also remember that they have competent customer service. Every case gets solved, and no questions asked, returns accepted for 14 days. Also remember that. So I actually had the forethought to be streaming while I was using this mouse for the first time. So I'm going to go ahead and show some of the clips that I got while streaming.
While the grip on an uncoated MJF part was decent, PMM decided to take things to the next level. The new ceramic coating provides excellent grip. No grip tape needed. The ceramic coating is probably one of the most durable coatings on the market and is therefore often used for guns or machines. Guns and machines, everybody. Guns and machines. This feels like fucking sandpaper. Like, it feels like I need to just do this for like an hour. Sand it down smooth. Also, I'm pretty sure the DPI is not set properly. Nope, it's on 1600. That does not feel like 1600. That feels like 1200. I don't know. Maybe it's at 1600. This feels like it's at a lower polling rate. Alright, all in all, it just feels less responsive. Alright, see, that's another thing I don't like. Switching off the mouse immediately.
So as you might have noticed, I am no fan of this mouse. Let me explain all the issues that I actually had while using this mouse. I just want to talk about the side button play here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that is pretty disgusting. This one doesn't have much pre-travel, but a ton of post-travel. Both of these have a ton of pre and post travel. This one doesn't even actuate until it's all the way into the shell. The astute amongst you must also see that there are a number of screws missing from this mouse. Speaking of screws missing, the way that click tensioning system works is that there are two holes on the front there, as you can see. If you want your mouse to have a little bit more pre-travel, well, then you just loosen her up. If you want it to have a little bit less, you just tighten a screw. Well, what they don't mention is that they didn't include a screw for my left click, so she's loosey fucking goosey there, bud. I mean, are you kidding me? Like, this is just where the click rests. Oh, and don't worry, it doesn't actuate. It doesn't actually actuate. There's no clickage here. This is just floppy, loosey-goosey. Terrible. This has gotten worse since I actually streamed with it, by the way. The right click feels pretty good. You know, I'll give them credit where credit is due. The right click feels okay. Another thing you'll notice, there's no power switch there. So I had to commit a fucking hate crime to get this bitch to turn on. So let's talk about the coating, because that is one of the things that I would say borderlines on false advertising. Now, I don't want to go too inflammatory here, but they say this is a ceramic coating. Now, I may not know what ceramic feels like when it's a coating. That might just be a thing. But I feel like this is just a really weak powder coating on some shoddy 3D printed material. I mean, you can literally see layer lines even through the coating, so how thick of a ceramic coating is it? And again, I'll give credit where credit is due. After using it for how much I've used it, it has broken down and has felt better since the streams that I did. But even then, I'm going to go ahead and let you listen to what a normal mouse sounds like. I mean, there's no real noise coming here. It's just kind of just a smooth noise, that's it. A mouse that has a better coating, the X2 V2. Again, same scenario. Barely any noise. This is what the PMM core sounds like when you scratch it. So I guess their idea of a ceramic coating was a dead-ass sandpaper. So I guess their loophole of it being an ultra grippy, super grippy texture is it just being fucking annoying and rough. Because you can have a coating be smooth and also grippy. I'd say the X2 V2 is a perfect example of that, because it is actually a fairly grippy mouse. However, it's very smooth. It's not annoying. It's just, when you grip it, it's there. This mouse does not need grip tape. And last but not least, this mouse no longer works. I paid $247. This mouse doesn't fucking work. A screw just fucking fell out. I'm not even lying. Listen, man, I know I can be rough with my mice sometimes. In this video in particular, I have been. That screw just fucking fell out of the mouse. Live fucking recording. It just fell out. I guess the threads are shot. Cool. The fucking 3D print is so high quality that you can't even screw in the fucking screws because you'll shoot the fucking threads. That is mint condition right there. Mint quality. Love that shit. So let's talk about Piranha Mouse Mod's handling of the situation. So Piranha Mouse Mods advertises really good customer service. They advertise a really good return policy. And I did get a return, or I did get a refund, I should say. However, I live in the US. They're based in Germany. A little bit of a distance between there. You might have heard of it. It's called a fucking ocean in between the two continents, you know? So for shipping, I initially only had to pay like $10, $20 for shipping. However, when I wanted to return the mouse, because this is god-awful, I was expected to pay $200 or so, near the price of the mouse for shipping. And after explaining this to the kind customer representative I was speaking to, they pretty much told me to prove that there were issues with the mouse. They told me, send pictures or we can't do anything. And they try to disguise it as, oh, well, you'll be helping out our small business. Okay. Me just wanting to basically resolve the situation, I sent over a video of this left click being fucking dog shit, and I sent over pictures of all the missing screws and the missing power switch, and eventually got my refund. But now I'm left with a mouse that doesn't work. I guess I have my money back, but yeah, I don't know what to do with it other than to prove a point I was trying to make in the last video. In my last review, I was talking about my pinch test and how I can definitely break mice with it. And some people doubted that. Some people said that that's not true, that the ULX would have withstood it. So I mean, the mouse is already broken. Might as well. Alrighty, I feel like we did a good one on that one. So this is what the side looks like. As you can see, that is a murder weapon now. That is a torture device. We actually have a crack in the shell right there. And the mouse is a maraca now. To demonstrate that that wouldn't have happened to any regular mouse. I feel like I'm actually squeezing harder on this one. Nothing. So when I say that there are shit tier mice being marketed as ultra high quality durable shells, I'm not fucking lying. This mouse is god awful. Oh, I just noticed there's this massive crack in the click now. Oh. I severed the click in half. Dude. Your boy's got grip strength out here, I'm telling you. Yeah, this is easily one of the worst mice I've ever received in my entire life. So I'm willing to admit that maybe I got the 1 out of 100, 1 out of 100,000, 1 out of 100 gabillion mice that Piranha Mouse Mods has made, and it was just bad. Sure, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and say this is the one time their quality control messed up. But the mouse was bad. It was just terrible. So to sort of wrap up this review, I think it's important to talk about quality control. I mean, this is either an example of a mistake at best, or predatory consumerism, anti-consumerism at the worst. And until these are addressed by the companies, there's no real way to know. And I think quality control is really, really important, more important than actually developing a product. So with the spirit of quality control in mind, I'm going to be talking about in my next video the X2 V2 from Pulsar, and I'm going to be comparing it to my original X2, and going to be talking about that in the next one. So yeah, I'll see you guys there. Real quick, my mouse cam is still recording. They didn't even give me Kale 4.0s. They gave me Kale 8.0s. I paid for 4.0s.